Now I want to demonstrate you concept of that is how we can get the value from the user and how we can store into our array, and that I want to print. So it is very simple. Let me give you the example. So I'm just saving this program as that is array demo 4.java. Now I'm writing here array demo 4. Now I just want to declare one array of integer. So I'm just declaring here integer arr is equal to. Now here you can write new integer arr, and here you can give the value. So I'm just giving the value that is 43, 56, 78, 89, 23 and 32. Now I want to print this value in my console. So how many ways to get this? So it is very simple. The first way is you can write integer I equal to 0, I less than arr dot length. Length is the property which returns me total number of element available in array. So I can write arr dot length, and I can just print here system dot out dot print. I can print here that is arr of I, and I can give the space. So whenever you run this particular code, that is array demo 4.java and Java array demo 4, you will be able to see the content of your array. Is there any other way? Yes, there is one more way to display the content of array, and that is using the for each loop. We can write here that is 4, then I can give the data type of the same data type that is available with the array. So my array is declared with the integer array, so I can declare here integer number colon, then you can give your array data type that is arr, and you can write the same thing that you have written earlier. You can write here, but instead of arr of I, now you can write number. So your number variable have the value that is one by one it will iterate, and you will get the result that is the same result that you were getting earlier. See here. So there are two different ways to access an array. Now what is the difference between these two different way? This first way is used whenever you want to access the index of particular variable value. Whenever you want to access the index of array value, at that time this is the perfect way. For example, suppose I want the index, then I can simply print here plus I. So this I will give me the index, that is 43 is available at the 0th index, 56 is available at the first index. So I can get the index over here. Let me write here print ln, so you people can get the better idea. Let me compile this particular program and you can run this. So you will get that the 43 is available at the 0 index and 32 is available at the 5th index. As we all know, array index is starting from 0 and end with the n minus 1. So there are 6 elements available in this array. But here if you want to access an index, then you need to declare your variable separately, that is your index variable. So suppose if you want to declare index over here, then at that particular time you need to do what? You need to declare here index variable. So I'm just declaring here index, that is integer I equal to 0. I can print here I, and then I can increment the value of I. Here print ln. Let me compile this and let me run this. See here. But what happened in this case? Every time it will declare with the integer I equal to 0. So I need to declare this my index variable outside my loop. So I need to declare here I equal to 0. And then you can increment the value. So now both will be same. That is 43, 56, 78. So whenever you want to access the index, the best way is this. But if you don't want to access the index and you want the value actual, at that time you can say this for each loop is the best. So this is the best, for each loop is the best when you don't want to access the index. So there are two different ways to access an array. Now I want to develop a simple program of an array which stores the n number of values provided by the user, and then I want to calculate the sum and average of the given number. So how we can do this? So it is very simple. Let me save this program as array demo5.java. Now I want to declare an array. Definitely I want to declare an array, but I want to get the number from the user, that how many numbers you want to store in array. So at that time we need a scanner class. So I'm just writing java.util.scanner. Now I want to ask to the user that how many numbers you want to store. So for that we need a scanner as equal to new scanner. Here you can just pass system.in. Now I'm writing here system.out.print. Enter how many numbers you want. Suppose if user says that I want the 10 numbers, then I can write here integer n is equal to s dot next integer. So n have the total number of elements that user want to store. So here we can declare an array. Integer arr array is equal to new integer of n. It means if user says that I want to store 10 numbers, then I am declaring an array of 10 numbers. Now I want to store each and every value over here. So what we can do? Very simple. We can write here 4 and then we can just write integer I equal to 0, I less than arr dot length. It means total number of elements, that is the size of arr. Now I'm just writing to the user that system.out.print enter. Now I want to say is that enter number 1. So if you want to say enter number 1, then you can write here that is I plus 1. Why? Because I is my 0. So enter number 1, enter number 2, enter number 3 and so on. Now here you can write that is arr of I. It means array of index 0 in which I want to store the data. So you can write arr of I is equal to, and that is s dot next integer. So whatever user enter, that I'm storing into my variable, that is arr of I. And at last I want to print that particular array. So you can just write here 4 and you can write integer number colon arr and you can just print your array system.out.print and you can print your number. So I use the two different ways. One, using index I get the value, and using for each I print the content of array. This is my array demo number 5. I'm just compiling this program Java C array demo 5.java and I can write here Java array demo 5. Now it is asking me how many numbers you want. I want the 5 numbers. We enter the number 1, 34, 66, 87, 89 and the number is for example 92. Then it simply display all this number, that whatever you have entered. So this is the very simple program to get the n number from the user and print the content. But I don't want to print only content. I want to print the sum and average of the numbers that user have entered. So how we can do this? It is very simple. Here you can write that is integer sum is equal to 0. And here you can write float average is equal to 0.0f. Now I want to calculate the sum. So very simple. Here in for each loop you can write that is a sum plus is equal to number. So your number will be added into sum. Once it is over, you can just write that is average is equal to, that is sum divided by n. So sum divided by n. N is the number of elements that you have, or you can write that is arr dot length. Then you will get the result. I just want to print this, that is system.out.println total is equal to, let me print here sum, and I want the average, so I'm just printing here that is average is equal to, and that is avg. So user will enter that how many numbers you want. For example, I want the 5 numbers 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Then it says that the total is equal to 150. Yes, it is correct. and average is equal to 30. Yes, it is correct. But what if it is a floating? 5, 34, 66, 87, 89 and 92. See here, it says that 368 is the total and average is equal to 73. 368 divided by 5, it will be 73.6. But it returns me 73.0. Why? Because my variable, that is float, will convert my integer into float if and only if either of this type is float, right? So how we can manage this? So it is very simple. Here you can write float total element is equal to n, and here instead of dividing n you can write divide by total element. Now you can save this and you can compile this particular program and you can provide the value. I want the 5 value 34, 66, 87, 89 and 92, and you will get the average, that is 73.6. So what I did nothing. See here, this n is an integer, but I assigned integer into float. This is widening conversion. So my integer will be converted into float, and then simply if you divide your integer with the float, your result will be float, and that is the reason why I'm getting here 73.6.